So welcome back to the YouTube where today super simply going to be talking about what it takes to actually see success in the online industry. Whether you have an agency, whether you're a closer, a setter, dropshipper, e-commerce, Amazon FBA, whatever you're doing, right? What does it actually take to succeed? And we're going to be uncovering many things. And let's just jump straight into it. So, the first thing is you obviously need to be finding and working in the right vehicle. It's such an important step, but it's overlooked, but it's also not overlooked because there's so many vehicles out there to making money online, and people are kind of in this analysis paralysis. They're like, "Holy shit! Like, stop! There's so much out there. It's making you indecisive," which I get. Like I said, I was in your shoes once before, and I couldn't decide whether to do drop shipping, SMMA, but then I went and did high ticket closing, obviously. But it's really important that you pick the right vehicle for you because from personal experience, I initially started drop shipping when it was a craze back in the day. And I did actually start to make money, but I didn't enjoy it whatsoever because I was never like a very loud person or talkative person or whatever, right? I was kind of to myself with my friends, whatever. Um, but I was a social person, right? I liked spending time with people and speaking to people and interacting and having that interaction. I enjoyed that. And dropshipping gave me none of that. So I really didn't enjoy it. I was also selling products that I didn't really care for. Um, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Was selling like women's skincare products, right? Because I was a little dickhead, in all honesty, and I thought, oh, women love like and are insecure about the way they look, so let me sell um, beauty products, right? And like cosmetics and stuff like that. And it worked, right? I was making decent money, especially for my age. I was like 16, 17 when I was doing that. So yeah, I couldn't complain. But at the same time, like I said, I didn't have any enjoyment, and there was no enjoyment for me there because I wasn't in the right vehicle. So you have to choose the right vehicle and something that, you know, is something that matches where you are at in your life, in your career. You obviously don't want to be doing something that takes a lot of your time if you don't have a lot of time. You don't want to be doing something that requires you to have a lot of skills if you don't have a lot of skills, right? So that's the biggest takeaway that I think you should take from this is actually sit down and think about what you want to do. Don't just, you know, that guy says I can make 10K a month with this. Let me do that, right? I'm always going to preach about closing because I think it's the best thing to do as a beginner because that's where I found a lot of success myself. Um, Whether you have sales experience or not, it's a great avenue to do it, to make money online. And like I said, it's what allowed me to get to where I am. I realized I didn't want to do SMMA because I didn't want to learn all the skills that come with running an agency. I didn't want to learn about hiring, managing, marketing, sales all at once. It didn't make sense. I just thought learning one skill, which is sales, was enough. And it was something that I always wanted to learn because I had always seen people like Mark Cuban and all of these rich people being like, what's the one thing you'd learn if you lost all your money and like, where would you start? And they always say sales. So that was kind of, it made sense for me. And so I'm saying to you now, before you start doing this, definitely start. Taking action is important, right? Don't be analysis paralysis. Don't be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, just sit down for a second and think. Turn the phone off. Think about what you want to do, and then go for it. Right. So that's what I'd say. The second thing in seeing success in this space is the mindset and belief. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean very simply that you believe in yourself and you throw out all the beliefs that don't serve you, the limiting beliefs, right? We grow up in a day and age where if you tell your friends or your family or whatever it might be that you have a goal, that you have an aspiration to achieve something, they laugh at you or they say it's impossible. Why? Why does it have to be like that? It doesn't. Because I can tell you anything's possible if you put your mind to it. There's a reason why a lot of people say that, and it tends to be the successful ones. What I will say is, unless your friends are making like the money you want to be making and living the life you want to be living, and they're telling you that, then ignore them. Because the truth is, if they aren't where you want to be, they have no clue. That's the truth, right? And it's tough to hear that because you might respect your family, you might respect your friends. You probably do. I hope you do. Family is very important to me, but anyway. We live in a day and age where that happens. And it's such a shame. Because the truth is, it is possible. You just have to put your head down and put the work in. And you need to, there's this thing, it's called tall poppy syndrome, right? It's where you see this person growing and has big aspirations, and people like to cut him down and basically shit on him. And I don't see, or her, sorry, but I don't see the point. I don't understand why this happens. It happens. I don't understand really why. I'd love to maybe look into it. I'm sure there's a genetic, innate reason for it. But unfortunately, it does happen. People don't want you to be better than them. So when you have goals that, outweigh theirs and you chase them, they're not going to appreciate that. And your parents probably do it from a point of, they want what's best for you, but they don't know what is best for you as well. Right? They don't know about all the opportunities in the online space. My parents didn't. My parents had no idea what I was doing. They were like, what the hell are you doing? This is some pyramid scheme crap. And now they're like, oh my God, thank God you did that. Right? And that's amazing to have. But my parents and my friends weren't very supportive of me. Right? I thought initially it was a bit lonely, which is why I'm going to say, like, if you really want to succeed in this space, it's important to also, surround yourself with people who have similar aspirations and similar goals. Having like-minded individuals around you is so important. People who think a similar way to you, and people who, when you say you have this goal, they're like, you're not dreaming big enough. And people who are also going to be real with you and say, look, you're saying you want this, but your actions aren't correlating. That's another big thing as well. So what I'd say is, in terms of utilizing stuff maybe for free, like we used to have a free community, maybe we'll open it up again, but what I'd say is, like, try and surround yourself with people who are like-minded, and that's why we created what we created as well, because it is so important to be around people who think the same way as you, and who, when you tell them your goals, they don't shit on you. They actually say, go for it. I want to see it happen. Like, let's make it happen. Right? And that's awesome. It's nice to have that around you. So yeah, that belief system as well. Have those people around you that believe in you and also believe in yourself. And in terms of believing in yourself, I think I said this in another video recently, Think and Grow Rich. Great book for people who are starting out, right? It's a book I read years ago, and I think it's something that can really help. Now, another thing, right? And this is going to sound a bit silly because I feel like it's obvious, but I want you to know this. Putting in the work, right? You have to put in the work to see success in this industry. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to happen overnight. And I don't know why we live in a day and age where people are craving. That's why crypto and trading is such a big thing, because it's something that you can win big like that, but you can also lose big at the same time. But they probably don't tell you much about that when they're marketing it, which makes sense. And the truth is, you just have to put your head down and work. And if you put your head down and work, you can achieve anything you want to, especially if you have the like-minded individuals, that belief system around you, and you're in the right vehicle, right? It's so important. And, how do you be in a position where you can put in the work effortlessly? Similar to what I was saying before, it's having those like-minded individuals around you, being in a community where people are working every single day towards a goal, right? Seeing that every single day, it's inspiring, but it also, as humans, we are competitive people. We are, when we see someone working, you're like, fuck, okay, now I got to do it too. Especially if they're getting results and you're not. Then you can see the clear difference is the amount of work that is being put in. A big part of that is your environment. Like, I think that's a big takeaway from what I've been saying. You have to cut out the distractions, and you have to be in an environment where you are surrounded by people who are winners, winning mindsets. And your environment is amazing because you can control it, right? You might be like, oh, I live in a town where there's like 50 people and whatever. The truth is, right, they're excuses because you can control your environment. Your environment affects you the same way if it's digital or physical. When I was getting into this space, I was in a house at university surrounded by people taking drugs, drinking, partying all the time. But I had the drive and the desire so much to make this happen that I was just like, woof, I was dialed in. And what really helped me do that was being in a community of like-minded individuals, because your environment affects you the same whether it is digital or physical. Physical environment is obviously much more impactful, but your digital environment can affect you big time. So start being in control of your environment. Spend less time doing stupid shit. Simply. If you are spending too much time on your Xbox, PlayStation, TikTok, whatever, sell the Xbox and the PlayStation, delete TikTok. Simply. It is that simple, right? I don't want to hear excuses of, oh, I can't do. Yes, you can. You just are too scared to do what you want to do. You're not thinking about it logically. You're thinking about it emotionally, which is, not how you need to make decisions. So, and the final kind of point on this is knowing what to do next. Again, obvious. Having a roadmap, a guide, step-by-step guidance, where you know what you need to do next at every single point, is so invaluable, because it just makes things more effortless. You don't have to research what to do, how to do it. When I started dropshipping, right, which is probably another reason I didn't enjoy it, I didn't really know where to go from where I was. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I made it. I don't really know, because I didn't know. I was just doing it all with YouTube. And whenever I had a problem, I was going to YouTube and I was having to find that out for myself. And what really allowed me to see the success that I've created to this day is having people around me that I can ask questions to and have that guidance. I will always have mentors. I'm not ashamed to say that, right? Everyone you know and look at online has had mentors, because that's how it works, but maybe they don't want to say that. But the truth is, I've had many mentors and many people help me get to where I want to be. And that is so invaluable, because I know whenever I have a problem or whenever I'm at a point and I'm like, I don't really know what to do here, they literally just say, do this. Without a second thought, do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And it's just having that, I guess, unwavering trust that they are telling you exactly what you need to do and you just need to do it. So knowing what to do next is a big thing. It's something I hear all the time. It's like, I don't know what to do next. I don't really know where to go from here, which can happen, especially with the world we live in nowadays. So having that guidance is really important. Knowing what to do next will allow you to succeed in the online space. And to basically cover and sum it all up, the right vehicle for you, something that matches what you're looking to do in life, the goals you're looking to achieve, and also where you're at right now, right? You might not be ready to start an SMMA now. You might be better off dropshipping, or you might be better off learning sales. And then in 5 years' time, start that agency once you've built up the knowledge and the capital to do it successfully. The mindset, the belief, it's so important, having that unwavering belief, and also cutting off the people that, not cutting off, but, spending less time with people who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart, and knowing what to do next. It's those 4 things, right? If you make sure you have those 4 things lined up every single day, you'll get to where you want to be. And you might not see the results, within a month of starting or within 2 months of starting, but you can see the results if you put in the work every single day and be consistent at it. And it is that simple. I make it probably sound more simple than it is, but for me, having the biggest takeaway from me was I had someone to learn from at all times, which was a huge advantage for me anyway. And that's why I will always have people to learn from. I literally today sent $2,000 to someone to help me with something, right? I'm obviously in a good position to be able to do that. And I know not everyone can do that. And that's why I always say, obviously utilize what you can for free, but realistically, free can only take you to a certain level. And once you get to a certain level, okay, great. And if you have the access to finances and anything, then invest in a mentor. I cannot say that enough. And again, you'll probably be like, oh, he wants us to buy his program. Don't care. Buy it or not. I could not give a shit, in all honesty. But if you are someone we can help, I'd love to help you. And if you're not, I don't want to help you. So yeah, simply put, guys, I hope this video was valuable for you. I know it would have been for me when I was starting out. And just knowing what you need to do to have that success, it's important. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.